Hello, everybody. It's the Bitcoin Otter Show. We're doing a little bit different today. We're on the Otter's computer. We're going to figure out exactly how we get this done. But I'll be able to see comments now. I'll be able to see things that you're talking about. And we'll have a good time. Greetings, blessings, and good fortune, as always. A lot to talk about today. A lot in the news. Let's suffice it to say that we've had a full week. We'll comment on some other things coming in, but let's just say that Bitcoin is playing a very big role in the financial world. And there's other players too. Let me start off with this one. Well, first of all, before I start out with the news, let me go into Mr. Joe Martinez, my radio partner. He's a great guy overall, and he's a talented guy. So the reason we're not on 97.7 KCYP out of McAllen is because he's got a paying gig. His professional services are very professional, as you will. And he is not always able to do the show. So I don't know how to do the board over there. I don't know how to do all that stuff. And I don't want to really fry his equipment because it's valuable. So here I am in the Otter's lair, going live with you today. This also gives us opportunity. I can see the comments. I can see who comes in, and I can field questions, interact with you all as we go live. So for the record, Joe Martinez, you're great. Now, the news. This one struck me as very interesting, and it doesn't directly involve Bitcoin, perhaps. I can draw a correlation easily, but here's what happened today with Elon Musk and his Twitter fiasco. And I call it a fiasco for a reason. I don't think that it's going to go the way Twitter thinks it's going to go. And you know what? They're responding. So when Elon Musk basically created a troll, he's trolling Twitter right now. So Twitter is getting its face slapped again and again by Elon Musk because he's smarter than them. So what he basically did, and this is why I say it's a troll, what he basically did was he may or may not have ever intended to buy Twitter. What he did want to do is find out and publicize for the rest of us how Twitter works. So we all know there's a ton of bots on Twitter. There's a ton of fake accounts on Twitter. Everyone knows this, but no one knows the actual amount. What is the total quantity of fake Twitter accounts? He wanted to find that out. And only a billionaire can do it. I can't do it. If I say, hey, Twitter, I'm going to buy you, they'll laugh at me and you know, it'll go nowhere. But Elon Musk, if he wants to, he can get it done. And he will get it done. That's no doubt. He's going to get it done. So what happens is he's going to have them expose what the real number is. Now, they say it's only 5% or less fake Twitter accounts. That, I'm sure, is bunk. So once the investors find out that their investment might be 30 to 40% fake or more, who knows? Once they find out that number, are they going to want to be investors anymore? I don't know. That being said, they have responded, being Twitter being they. They've responded, and here's how they respond. They have, and this is my translation of it. Here's the headline. Investors, this is from Zero Hedge. Investors sue Elon Musk for manipulating stock price. Okay. So this is my translation on it. Twitter came back at Elon because of Elon's comments of him gathering up lawyers. Much like a pro sports team would gather up stars in football or baseball or something like that. So they're responding by cherry picking some of their own stock holders into a lawsuit. So they're going to try and sue Elon Musk. It's not going to work, of course, but this is how these people play. This is how organizations like Twitter play. So to get into the news a little further, I want to do one thing first. I want to go back to previous shows. And one of them had as an issue who would be the most popular or who would be the biggest fans of Bitcoin. And I believe it's going to be people who are unbanked. Okay, so I have a list of unbanked people, unbanked citizens of certain countries. So the country that has the most unbanked citizens, according to this list, is South Sudan with, these are the people with a bank account. So in South Sudan, 8.6% are banked. 8.6%. Now the list goes on, and you have Afghanistan, 14.9% of people that are banked, citizens that are banked. They have a bank. El Salvador is 30.4%. El Salvador. I can really appreciate El Salvador, especially for its visionary president. Bukele, I think that's how you would pronounce it. I'm not sure. But I'll tell you what, the guy is really working overtime to help his people out. Why do I say that he's trying to help his people out? Unlike many, many other presidents, he's trying to help the people. And how is he doing that? He's trying to bring Bitcoin into the picture so that the people are not exclusively dependent upon a fiat currency. So what that means is they'll have alternatives depending on what occurs. And I don't know what occurs. I don't know what's going to occur. I don't have a crystal ball. I can see the leaves in the wind, but I can't see the wind kind of thing. However, what I can tell you is that things are going to be happening. They're going to be difficult before they get better. So again, I'll just put this out for new viewers. We have land, if you can afford it, gold and silver, which are still suppressed, especially silver. Silver, we're looking at, just before the show, I checked it out. Silver's at $22.26 spot price for an ounce of silver, which is great because that's cheap. We can all get into silver at that point if you're interested. And then, of course, the subject of the show, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is easy to buy. I can help you do that at Bitcoin Otter. And by the way, I have the phone here. I have the phone. You guys want to call in? I don't know how it's going to work with the microphone. We can all hear you. Perhaps, I don't know, but my number, 737-256-9339. Give me a call if you want to put in the comments there. I'm trying to see on my computer here how I can get the comments going. I don't see anybody in there yet, but come on in and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about, including time travel, Jaime. I like the way you did that in last show, and I'm encouraging it for this show. Anyway, with that said, what is going on in the world? We have a lot to talk about. I'm not going to mention some things, okay? And we all know what those things are. But let me go into a couple of the things that make Bitcoin the thing to have for bankless and people with a bank, okay? I'm talking to primarily banked people, meaning everyone who's listening to this show now is probably someone with a bank account, which is good. However, we may learn some things from people who don't have a bank account. And what we can learn is how to adopt Bitcoin as an alternative currency. I'm not somebody that's saying that Bitcoin is going to take the place of fiat currency. There probably will always be a place for fiat currency. Why? Well, because it's just so easy. It's so easy to print. It's so easy to use. If there's mass amounts of trust, like it is waning, of course, like there is for the Federal Reserve note, the US dollar, then it is an instrument that we can all rally around and agree to trade in return for goods and services. So that is, in and of itself, a good thing. The problem is that the Federal Reserve note is an instrument of debt. Why is it an instrument of debt? It is lent out to the U.S. government. The Founding Fathers designed our country to be run as a country with a treasury, a country where we can print our own money. But that was given away in 1913 to the Federal Reserve, which is not federal. It's private. So I've gone over some of these things before, but for our new visitors, this is the case. Now, what we have with the unbanked people that I was just reading off is deep poverty. If financial crisis hits, and it does, and it has, it hits poor people first and hardest. So those are the ones that are reaching out for an alternative, and they're finding Bitcoin. So whether you believe it or not, at least consider that we are also going to go. We, meaning the people who work for a living, we have jobs, we're not poor, but we're certainly not rich. We may have the opportunity to experience the crunch that the poverty-stricken are experiencing. Unfortunately, I believe it's coming. Prepare. Do what you know to do best. I'm not telling anyone how to do anything. I'm not a financial advisor. But what I can tell you is, prepare in some way for your families. We've got the food thing going on, right? We've got, I think it was last week where it was up to 28, and I think another one went down, or there was some crazy accident of a train. That's right. There was a train that derailed in Canada that was full of fertilizer. And as I've spoken about before, the fools, the NWO New World Order people behind the Russia sanctions, are sanctioning the country that exports the most fertilizer in the world. So our American farmers are going to have less fertilizer. And what do you think that means? We're going to have less food. So what are they doing? They're planning a food shortage. Oh, Otter, come on, man. It's conspiracy theory. Maybe it is. But look it up for yourself. Decide for yourself. But give yourself a chance. Give yourself the opportunity to see things like 28 processing plants, food processing plants, going up in flames or exploding, or various maladies to the product. It goes along with the same thing with the baby formula. They call it a contamination when professional and outside investigators have gone in and they've looked at that plant. They do not find the salmonella or whatever it is that the FDA shut it down for. Ladies and gentlemen, they're not predicting a food shortage. They are planning it. So plan ahead. Get ahead of these. Got a lot of words that probably shouldn't go off out on live broadcasts. But I got a lot of words for those people there at the Food and Drug Administration, the owners of all those administrations, and they are owned. But I won't say those words. So suffice it to say that it is incumbent upon us to help our families, to protect our families, to be there for them. We don't want them and us to be unprepared. So you get your gas, you get your generator, you get the things that is going to help us. These things are going to help us. They're going to help our family. Okay, we got Susan. In your opinion, should I start off investing in less known cryptocurrency, or can you just jump into Bitcoin? What should I look for in a cryptocurrency to invest in? Thank you, Sue. Appreciate it. So it is a good question in that people want to know where to start. Here's my suggestion. Start with Bitcoin. And I got two big reasons for that. The first reason is Bitcoin is the big daddy. Bitcoin is where it's at. Bitcoin is the original. Bitcoin is where every other cryptocurrency takes its orders. It follows, so to speak. And if you ever look at the charts on coinmarketcap.com or coingecko.com, those are two places you can check out the prices of Bitcoin, which today and just prior to the show, it's hovering around 30,000 per Bitcoin. That's it. To answer the question, Sue, Bitcoin, I believe, is your best first buy. So what you can do is you get your feet wet with Bitcoin. You buy some Bitcoin. Do it on your Cash App, your PayPal. Go up to an exchange, okay, a cryptocurrency exchange. Be careful with leaving your cryptocurrency or Bitcoin on the exchange, though, because they've already told us that if government regulators come after your cryptocurrency on the exchange, then you might lose it. So simple, easy. You put it into your own wallet. I can show you how to do that. It's very easy. It's not a problem. All you have to do is just keep it off. You buy, if you want to buy on the exchange, and pull it back into your own wallet. And I can show you how to do that if you give me an opportunity. Send me an email, bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com. Give me a call, 737-256-9339. There's a Calendly It's called Calendly. It's a calendar appointment situator, if you will, that I can work it out and we could talk. So the other reason for buying Bitcoin first, to get your feet wet, is that when you on-ramp into a cryptocurrency environment, in this case, we'll say an exchange, if you want another alternate coin, an alternative to Bitcoin, which is, it's awesome. Have yourself some Bitcoin, have yourself some alternative coins, make it an educated decision, get your feet wet. But once you got your Bitcoin, now you can replace it with another coin. You trade it for another coin. So you go into cryptocurrency by trading your fiat currency, in this case, dollars, for Bitcoin. Easiest way to do it, in my opinion. So you buy yourself some Bitcoin based on the dollar amount you want to spend. You don't want to spend $30,000 to buy a Bitcoin. I understand that. But if you want to get into Bitcoin, you've got $50. You go on your Cash App. You figure out how you're going to take a picture of yourself, your license, and then they'll open up the platform for your purchase of Bitcoin from your bank account. So with your funds, in this case $50, you buy your Bitcoin. Now it will come into your wallet that is on Cash App, in this example, Cash App. And then once you've done, and maybe you already have, done your homework on alternative cryptocurrencies, and last week, if you want to look at last week's show, I went into a little bit on my favorite alternate coin, Theta. So you do your due diligence, your research, do your own research, okay? And again, you can avail yourself of me and I can help you out. I don't have infinite knowledge of altcoins or Bitcoin for that matter, but I can certainly help you out if that's what you're looking for. So you find the coin that you want, and then you can go to what are called exchanges or swap sites. And I can give you, again, help with that. And then you just swap out one coin to another. It's a transactional operation. It doesn't take too long, but it's not instantaneous. So you have to have patience. And yes, if there's a lot of money involved, so another lesson, do not trade cryptos in great amounts before practicing. You have to practice. After practicing, after getting it down, you incrementally move up. You know, you start out with $5 or whatever, and you go through a transaction. You're like, wow, that went well. Or maybe it didn't. And then you find the mistake, and it'll be a $5 mistake. Don't go in big. That's something that I want you to know. At first, you're going to practice with small amounts. So you go in $5, you go in $10, and then you get a roll. You get a way of figuring out how to do that. So you buy your Bitcoin, and then you go up to an exchange, and you look at something else you might want to purchase, to trade your Bitcoin for. Another issue. You want to have a wallet that will accommodate the new coin that you want. Now, again, my recommendation is to have what are called cold wallets. And the two big brands are Trezor and Ledger. Now, I'm not going to sell, none of them are paying, the Otter to give them business, so I'm just going to tell you what they are, and I'm not going to recommend. So those are the big ones. There's a few others, but I don't know much about them, so I wouldn't be able to field questions on them. So Trezor and Ledger are the ones that you would probably want. They're a wallet. It's a device, and what it does is it keeps your cryptocurrencies offline and safe. So there's where you want to have it ideally. If not, if you're not worried about that high security, which I recommend you do be vigilant about in the future when you're talking about large amounts, you have a wallet that you can download on your desktop, your laptop, or even your phone. And you get this wallet. One of the biggest ones and best is Exodus wallet. Okay. And then you're able to see, you scroll down and you're able to see the coins that it supports. So once you find the coin that you want on your wallet, you find the coin that you want on either the swap site or the exchange, then you're able to switch your Bitcoin for the altcoin. It's called alt because it's an alternative coin to Bitcoin. So that being said, it's not hard. I can walk you through all of this stuff. And it'll be a learning experience for you. Not a problem. So, to start off Bitcoin, to continue your cryptocurrency adventure, altcoins, any other coin other than Bitcoin. And it's that simple. Bitcoin, in my opinion, is first. Then you go into something alternative, like in my opinion, you have Theta. That's one of my favorites. You have the Divi coin. That's another one of my favorites. For reasons that we can get into in a show, I can basically invest or dedicate time to that. And now that I'm getting the hang of this whole thing at home, I think maybe I'll throw things during the week in between the radio show, and I'll keep people's eyes on the ball, so to speak, eyes on things that they might want to look at. So we'll figure that out. But yes, Sue, in my opinion, Bitcoin first. Then, if you'd like to trade Bitcoin for an alternative currency, you go ahead and get you on your exchange, already having your wallet ready. Then you exchange your Bitcoin for another coin and put it in your wallet. But what I learned from a great friend of mine, Jeremiah, is that you don't want to ever really be out of the Bitcoin. You don't want to be out of it because, again, it is the big daddy, so to speak. It is the one that everyone sees, everyone knows. So Bitcoin is where you want to at least have a toe in the water, so to speak. So have some Bitcoin. This is my opinion again. My opinion, I'm not your advisor. I'm only here to help. So my opinion is have some Bitcoin. Keep it in your wallet. And when you want to invest in a different coin, you put the amount you want to invest into Bitcoin. Then you bring that Bitcoin to any exchange, because any exchange will exchange Bitcoin. It's the biggest. It's the big daddy, right? So you will be able to exchange then your Bitcoin for whatever currency you want to get into. Yeah, it's not hard. Believe me, it's not hard. It's just a good way of doing it, my opinion. So to carry on with some of the things that I wanted to talk about, we have the Bankless, and I have to reiterate again, because I don't know how many people see each show exactly or how long they watch it for. So when I talk about Bankless people that don't have a bank account, when you have a cryptocurrency wallet, you've immediately got a bank account. It is your bank. You are the bank. So that is called DeFi, decentralized finance. And again, and I've said this before, the banks are afraid of this. They don't really appreciate this. Okay? They want to be the banks. And they want every advantage that comes with being a bank. Now, these advantages can be yours if you decide to. You can be the banker. You can actually borrow off of your own Bitcoin, which would be tax-free because it's a loan, right? So you borrow off your Bitcoin, which you can then use for another investment, which can then be used to pay off your loan of the Bitcoin. And that's being a banker. They don't want you to be the banker, but you can be the banker. So Bitcoin at 30, Theta, if you're interested, $1.16 for a token of Theta. Again, I bought into Theta at a much higher price. $1.16 is a bargain if you do your research. Do your research. Let's see. What else do we have here? MachineFi. I want to go over MachineFi again. MachineFi is the future. And what is MachineFi? MachineFi is you or I buying a dedicated laptop, dedicated desktop, if you will. Buy a computer. And then you take certain cryptocurrencies. You have a wallet in that laptop, desktop, computer. And then with that wallet, you stake. It's called staking. You stake that cryptocurrency and you earn more of it while you sleep, while you work, while you play, while you watch Netflix or whatever you watch, whatever. You're making money because it's called MachineFi. The machine, your computer, does the work. Now I'm sure I'm speaking to everyone is in the same boat as I am, a wage slave. We trade our time for money, right? Except for you retired friends out there. We trade our time for money, and time is limited. So if you have a machine that has your cryptos on it, making money for you, You use your time however you want. Now, this is going to burgeon. It's going to be a burgeoning technology. I'm just telling you about it in the beginning in case you're interested. You can take advantage of it. So it won't be just the big boys, so to speak, taking advantage of it. So, that being said, I figured I might go into, and if you're watching, take a look at the shirt. And as you already know, I'm a proud Texan. We know the events of this week. They are tragic in regard to the Uvalde shooting. I didn't know if I was going to go there, but here we are. We don't know enough. And I say that as someone who really does break down situations like this. I do it, and anyone who knows me knows that I do a full analysis of the situations that I investigate. And when I say that we don't have enough information, I mean it, and that's why I'm not going to comment too much. I'm not going to comment too much about what went on outside, what is, or is not the shooter's mentality and things like that. Perhaps at a later date, but now isn't the time. There are real deaths. There are sad events. Suffice it to say. What I would like to say, however, is that I love me some Border Patrol. Border Patrol came through when apparently others refused or could not. Again, I don't know the details. No accusations here. No judgment here. None of that. But if you see a Border Patrol agent, if you know a Border Patrol agent, give them some encouragement. This thing going on at the border, it's real. And the policy decisions of the people that are in control are not Border Patrol friendly. We can say that for sure. And I won't go into it much further as I have certain restrictions. But let me say that if you know a Border Patrol agent, show them some love. And the heroes that went in and did what they had to do are just that. They're heroes, and they were willing to sacrifice their life for kids. One would think that anyone would do that, but it is apparent, not evident. There's no evidence yet, but it is apparent. It is apparent that not everyone will do that. These agents did. Thank you. On a lighter subject, I have to tell you that I enjoy this show immensely. I have to tell you that I didn't expect to do this when I got into cryptos, but I'm enjoying this. We're going to go further with the Bitcoin Otter show as much as people want to see. I don't want to put out content that people don't want to see. So give me suggestions of how you want the show presented, the topics you'd like to see, the things you'd want to learn about, the things you want to invest in, investigate, check out. Just let me know. Let me know. My number, 737-256-9339. The Bitcoin Otter radio show can be seen also on, I'm going to put this up on YouTube, the Bitcoin Otter YouTube channel. So there's going to be ways for you to check it out. But what I'm most interested in are ways that you can actually participate. So if you're interested, drop me a line, send me an email at bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com. Let me know. Let me know the things you want to see. You got questions? Hey, Otter, check this out. Put this in the next show, please. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. I'll touch on it, and I'll do my best to answer it correctly, to answer it fully. Normally, I like to get a little more humor involved in the show. I really love riffing off Joe, you know, but he had previous engagements. What I can say, though, is I'm not going to give up. I see myself literally as a blessed person, a blessed man of God who has the opportunity to be what's called a watchman on the wall. I'm able to see things not based on my superior intellect by any means. I'm able to see things because, as many others, as everyone has their gift, I have the gift of being able to see things more as they truly are, as opposed to how they are packaged for us and processed for us by the media and the powers that be. I can see through that because I've just been given that ability. It's been given to me. It's not something that I can be proud of because I haven't constructed it myself. It's God-given. Like every one of you has a God-given talent. Whether we cultivate it or not, whether we allow God to water it, to grow it, and to bring it into something that he can use is another issue. For that to be said, as a watcher on the wall, I am very eager to share what it is that I'm seeing in our future. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have details. But as I see these signs, I am willing and able to point them out for your own inspection. Do your due diligence. Use your critical thinking skills that you were not taught in school. Use your ability. Use your God-given mind. Use it to be the arbiter of truth. You decide what is true. Not someone in a suit or with a dress on TV and a deep voice that commands your attention. Those people are not your friends. While I'm not trying to sell you anything, am your friend. I want to be able to tell you that you are the arbiter of truth. Don't believe me. Don't take my word for it. I'm not here to tell people that absolutely everything that comes out of my mouth will come true. I don't know that. I have no clue. I'm not on the inside. And even if I was, I wouldn't be able to get the exact details down because life is crazy that way. So when I come out with a statement like a food shortage, what I want you to do, if you're so inclined, it's just a suggestion. Check it out. Email me. Message me on Facebook. Whatever. If you find some contrary information, let me know. And if you find supporting information, spread the word. That's all I ask. Thanks. I'm going to cut this one a little bit short as I'm not on 97.7 KCYP, the city here in McAllen today. We're going to reconvene probably. I think Joe's gig is a 2-week gig, so I might be doing this again next week. And I think it'd probably be beneficial if I were to come on every now and again and just give a 2-minute update on what's going on if something pops during the week. We'll see what happens. I'm getting more and more acclimated to this stuff. And again, I want to tailor it to your interests. So send me an email, bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com, or give me a call at 737-256-9339. We'll talk. Thank you. God bless you. And have a great day.